Welcome to She is Resilient, a podcast for women on their healing journeys who are ready to start living their most authentic and empowered lives outside of survival mode. I'm your host, Tatiana, trauma and somatic therapist, as well as a holistic coach, and I'm on a mission to help more women heal their nervous systems. Each week, me and my guests are going to get real and vulnerable about the experiences that led us to becoming the empowered and resilient women we are today. You'll leave this podcast with the skills, knowledge, and inspiration to start creating the life you deserve. Because if another woman can do it, so can you. Welcome back to another episode of She is Resilient. Today I'm sharing with you 6 steps to start healing your nervous system. So this is going to be especially helpful for you if you know that you want to start healing your nervous system, but you're unsure of where or how to start. And even if you've been on a healing journey for a while now, I still think that you will find this episode helpful. So I invite you to continue to listen and even take notes if you need to. So let's dive right in. So step 1, start with your basic physiological needs, food and sleep. And not just any food, but nutritious food. So one thing that I really want you to understand is that healing your nervous system requires a holistic approach. So when I think about healing the nervous system holistically, I'm looking at all of the factors that are contributing to nervous system dysregulation, not just emotional wounds or trauma. So as a reminder, your nervous system is responsible for your brain, heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, bladder, and stomach. So when your nervous system is dysregulated, it's going to impact all of your internal organs. And if you're not meeting your basic physiological needs, then you will absolutely continue to stay in survival mode. So getting enough of the appropriate nutrients in your body and eating at least 3 meals a day without skipping meals is essential for regulating your nervous system. And if you don't know whether or not you're getting enough nutrients in your body, I highly recommend getting lab testing done to see if your body is missing any nutrients, to see if you have any nutrient deficiencies, which is actually what I do with every single one of my holistic coaching clients. And it's actually really helpful to help us understand how to appropriately move forward with supporting the overall health of your nervous system. So food is one of your basic needs. The other is sleep. Every human should be getting at least 8 hours of good quality sleep. Some people's bodies may need more than 8 hours, but everyone should be getting at least 8 hours. So for example, my body requires 10 hours of sleep, and I can function with less than 10, but I won't function at my best. And I feel my best and I feel most rested when I get at least 8 hours, which I typically do unless I have an event or a training early in the morning that I need to wake up for. So if you're not getting 8 hours of sleep, start to prioritize that by going to bed earlier and creating a nightly routine. Lack of sleep, just like lack of nutrition, will directly impact your hormones, your immune system, your heart, your memory, attention and concentration, mood, blood sugar, and judgment. So if you're not sleeping, your body is not recovering. So make nutrition and sleep your number 1 priority when it comes to healing your nervous system. Okay. Step 2. Start creating more safety in your nervous system. I talk about this a lot. The number 1 reason your nervous system is living in survival mode is because it doesn't feel safe. Remember, the nervous system doesn't use logic, so it will continue to remain in survival mode until it feels safe enough. So we do this through a variety of ways, like connecting to pleasant sensations in the body, setting healthy boundaries, getting enough sleep, getting enough nutrients in the body, using external resources such as orienting, spending time with people or places that make us feel safe, using sensory tools like weighted blankets, using somatic practices like doing a VU sound, and resting and slowing down. The more safety you create in your nervous system, the more your nervous system will understand that it's no longer in danger. So that's step 2. Step 3, connect with your bodily experience. This is important because the nervous system's primary language is sensation. So when you connect to the physical sensations in your body, you will access the nervous system, and you will also separate the past danger from the present safety. So if you're not connecting to your body, you will not be able to heal your nervous system. Connecting to your body can't be optional in your healing journey. It is truly essential for healing. So this is why talk therapy and other forms of healing that focus on the brain and the mind alone can only take you so far. Because to access the nervous system, you need to connect to your body. You need to connect with physical sensations. So 2 ways you can connect with your body are practicing body scan meditations and practicing somatic tools. And if you need help with this, join my free community on Tuesdays where I guide you through somatic practices that support your nervous system. And it's completely free, so I would love to see you there. Step 4, discharge stored trauma from the body. Because a nervous system that is dysregulated is a nervous system that is traumatized. So if you're living in survival mode, you have unresolved trauma. Because if you've been following along with my episodes, you understand that trauma is not an event. And if you're new here and this is the first episode you're listening to, then I invite you to go back and listen to the episode called Trauma is Not What You Think, so that you can fully get an understanding of trauma and how it's impacting your body. So this is exactly what I help you do when you book a somatic experiencing session with me. We work towards releasing stored trauma and completing survival responses that haven't been able to be completed. Once this happens, your nervous system can return to a more balanced state, which is what we call regulation. Step 5. Seek community. One of my favorite quotes by Peter Levine, who's the founder of somatic experiencing, is, "Trauma is not what happens to us, but what we hold inside in the absence of an empathetic witness." So here's the thing. We cannot do life alone. Humans are wired for connection. We need to feel a sense of belonging. And if we don't feel like we belong anywhere, then our nervous system will for sure stay in survival mode. So I invite you to spend more time with people who make you feel safe, seen, and heard. And if your people do not make you feel safe, seen, and heard, then they are not your people. Begin to limit the time that you spend with people who do not make you feel safe, seen, and heard. I also invite you to seek out groups and communities who understand your healing journey and what you've been through. And that's another reason why I love my free community so much, because not only are you learning tools to support your nervous system, but you also get to connect with other women on their healing journeys. And even though everybody has a different experience, we can all understand what it's like to be on this healing journey. And last, but certainly not least, step 6, trust the process. I know that this is so much easier said than done, but as long as you're continuing steps 1 through 5, you will begin to see progress. It will be a slow process, but slower is always faster. I promise you. The nervous system loves slowness. It heals in slowness. when we try to speed up the healing process, when we try all of the different healing modalities and we're not consistent, we don't stick to one thing, then we only contribute to survival mode. We only contribute to that sympathetic state of activation, fight or flight. So slower is always faster. I hope you found these steps helpful. As you know, my direct messages on Instagram are always open, so please feel free to ask me all of your questions or share your reflections with me, and I will see you in the next episode. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you absolutely loved this episode, I would so appreciate it if you subscribed and left a review on Apple Podcast, or take a screenshot and share this episode on social media. Don't forget to tag me at tatiana.holistic.coach. The more nervous systems we reach, the more generational cycles we break, and the more we contribute to a kinder and safer world. And if you're looking for somatic healing services, send me a DM and I'd love to chat on how I can support you. I'll see you in the next episode.